What's up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here. We back at with another video, and this time we'll be doing our Week 12 predictions for this season. Last week I went 7-7, which I kind of did okay, but it's kind of mid. Overall, it's 103 and 59. So yeah, which that's pretty good. So before I give you my Week 12 predictions, don't forget to put the thumbs up to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see who you think is gonna win Week 12. So obviously, I had the Lions win 30-24, and they lost 29-22. I had the Cowboys win 38-16, and they won 45-10, I think. Um, and I chose the Niners to win 24-17, and they won 31-13. I chose the Dolphins to win 31-10, and they won 34-13. So, anyways, that's 3-1 on the stretch. So we're going to get started with the rest of the games. All right, so we got the New Orleans Saints taking on Atlanta Falcons. New Orleans is favored by -2. I called it a trap game for some reason because I know people are on the Saints because the Saints may be heading the right direction. They could look to lead their division. And both these two teams are actually coming off a bye. So, yeah. So, obviously, I think this game will be interesting to see. Now, the Saints are banged up with some injuries. Now we know Michael Thomas is on IR, Lattimore's on IR. Derek Carr, he's coming off an injury because I heard the news is that he's off the injury report. I mean, most of their players are banged up, but the question is, will the Saints be able to at least respond to the Falcons' run game? Because the Falcons can run the ball really good. Like Atlanta, I can really tell that, they stay competitive against the Cardinals, but, they just lost. And all of a sudden, when you look at Atlanta, Desmond Ridder has been very promising, and he could look to be a star. Now, I think Atlanta, there's a chance that I think New Orleans can win, but their run defense has not been impressing me a little bit because, they're giving up yards after the run. The pass defense, I would say, is okay, but not great. So the Saints could look to regress in that moment. So I think it will be close, but I'm probably going to lean towards Atlanta to win because I think Atlanta at home is very tough to play at. And I just think, they have a good enough defense that can really confuse Derek Carr. They have the pass rush to get after the quarterback. Then they can find a way to slow down the Saints running game, and then they have the secondary in the corners to cover the Saints pass catchers. And I think Atlanta will be able to move the ball, especially with Bijan Robinson and Desmond Ridder throwing the ball. I think he's going to make some plays, especially against against a secondary that's pretty decent but not good. So I think this game will be very close and be very competitive, but I think it's going to be a defensive game. So obviously, I'm going to say Atlanta, wins I think they keep it close, but I think it's probably going to be a little bit of a defensive game. I'm probably going to say 27-24, something like that. I don't know. So I think the Saints can win. There's a chance I think New Orleans can win, but I feel like Atlanta at home can find a way to pull this one off. But I'll take them +2. Next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Pittsburgh's favored by -2.5. Obviously, We know that Joe Burrow's out for the season, so now you got Jake Browning. We're gonna see how he do. I mean, Jake Browning kind of didn't look that bad against the Ravens, but they still wasn't able to win the game. So basically, I don't know about the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals kind of concern me. I mean, their run defense. I mean, their offense is kind of it's okay, but it hasn't been playing to the level because they went from Super Bowl contender to like mid. So now the Bengals seem like you can argue saying they're a better team than the Steelers, but I feel like without Joe Burrow, I feel like Pittsburgh seemed like they're a better team than Cincy. So I could definitely could lean towards Pittsburgh to win because the Steelers' defense played really good against backup quarterbacks. But I can tell a few years ago, the Steelers lost to a backup quarterback with Cincinnati. But I think there's a chance I think Cincy can win because I think they have the answers on defense to at least like give the Steelers offense issues. But the issue with the Bengals is that their defense have not been all that great. I mean, their run defense have not been playing really good, especially their pass defense has kind of been a little iffy, and they haven't been good on defense lately. So I don't really know. I think the Steelers going to be able to run the ball really well, especially with Jalen Warren. I mean, the Steelers been running the ball really well, and the offensive line is getting better. But the thing is that Kenny Pickett, he didn't play as good against the Browns last year because that was a low scoring game. Like the Steelers offense, can really score some points. And we know the Bengals can though, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals blew them out. I mean, the only way they'll blew them out if the Steelers offense just struggles to score. So basically, I'm probably gonna go ahead and just say the Bengals, even without Joe Burrow. I still think Cincinnati is gonna get back on track this week. I think they're gonna end their 2-game losing streak because I know, and I think they're gonna win this game straight up. But I'll take them +2 because I don't believe Pittsburgh's gonna cover this game enough because I think Pittsburgh, could be their offense is starting to fall apart. The defense is starting to fall apart. I mean, it's okay, but not great. But I think their defense probably going to give the backup quarterback issues. But I think Cincy will come through. So I'm going to say Pittsburgh wins. I'm going to say Cincy wins like 2017. I'm probably going to say Cincy wins by a field goal. So yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals as the upset as to win this game at home. Next game, we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee's favored by 3.5. Obviously, this is a game that can go either way. Now, one person kind of really stood up to me and just picked the Panthers to win because of the quarterback position. But I'm taking Tennessee to win because, they're at home. They're the better coach team. And I just kind of really feel like that Bryce Young, I mean, he's looking to throw the ball to the other team. I mean, Bryce Young seemed like he's not really a good rookie quarterback because he's been looking to throw the ball to the other team. I mean, the offensively, they're not good moving the football. They can't score a lot of points. Defensively, I don't think they're as good. I think Will Levis will be able to make some plays, especially against a Panthers defense that's not good. And I think, he's been playing really good so far. But I just kind of really feel that, he didn't play as good, but I just kind of feel like he kind of really played really well for the past couple of weeks. I think Titans kind of have better offense because I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to be a difference maker. Derrick Henry, he could be a difference maker in this game. I think the Titans offense will be able to move the ball really well, especially against a Panthers defense, that can't really stop the run as good. And, in a team, that can really stop the pass good, I think Will Levis will be able to make some throws. And I think the defense is definitely going to give Bryce Young a lot of issues because they have the pass rush, to like get after Bryce Young. And now this is a rookie quarterback that's playing against a really good defense in Tennessee. And then, the Titans, defense didn't play as good last week because, Jacksonville was able to move the ball on them effectively. And, they gave up too many touchdowns, too many throws. I think the Titans defense plays better in this game, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than we expected. But I'm going to say Carolina wins like 24-17, something like that, or like 23-17. So I'm probably going to go ahead and just take the Titans both ways. I'm going to take the Titans to win and the Titans to cover. All right, next game we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are favored at 2.5. Obviously, this is a game that can go either way. Now, most people could be picking the Bucs to win because Todd Bowles is playing against a backup quarterback, but I'm picking the Colts in this game because, and the reason why I'm picking the Colts is because I think the Colts, I just kind of feel they're heading in the right direction right now. Indianapolis, offensively, they're playing really good. They're moving the ball. Defensively, they're playing really well right now. I mean, I just like how the way they're playing on defense, especially on offense. They're moving the ball. Gardner Minshew is playing really good right now. And plus, Tampa Bay kind of stinks. I mean, Tampa Bay is not good. I mean, defensively, they're not. I mean, they're not that great. Offensively, they're okay, but not great. I just think the Colts got better coaching in this game. I think Steichen's going to have a good game plan, especially against Todd Bowles' defense. And I think they're going to move the ball really well on them. I think the offensive line for Indianapolis is going to give Gardner Minshew a lot of time to make some throws, especially to Michael Pittman. And then, and the other weapons. And then you got Jonathan Taylor. I think the Colts will be able to run the ball really good, but I don't know how because I don't think the Bucs have a run game. So I think that could allow the Colts defense, to at least make some plays, and I think they can get a pass rush here, and they can confuse Baker and all that. So yeah, so I like the Colts here to win this game, but I'm gonna take the points though with Tampa Bay. I'm gonna take them because I think Tampa Bay is gonna do enough to move the ball, and especially I think Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, those guys are gonna be tough to cover. So yeah, yeah, I think there's a way. I think they keep it close here. I'm gonna say like 23-20, something like that. I'm probably gonna say that Indianapolis wins by a field goal or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna take Tampa Bay with the points, but I'm gonna take the Colts to win this game. Next game we have New England Patriots versus New York Giants. Patriots are favored by 3.5. Obviously, the Patriots are still undecided at quarterback. Whether it's gonna be Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi. Who knows? We know the Patriots are coming off a bye, and Giants are coming off that big win against the Washington Commanders. This can go either way. Now we know most people could be picking the Giants to win, but who knows? I thought Tommy DeVito had a good game against Washington. Their offense moved the ball. Defensively, they played really good. Now, I have questions about the Patriots' offense. Now, the Patriots' offense is definitely playing against Wink Martindale's defense, who loves to blitz. Now, the question is, will the Patriots, offense with Mac Jones, will he be able to get the ball out quick? Will they be able to at least make some explosive plays? Can they protect? Can guys get open? And then defensively, the question is can they respond to it? Because we know the Giants' offensive line is not good, and I think the Patriots' defense, they could definitely get a pass rush here. I think they can, especially the Patriots secondary. I think it's pretty good. I mean, even though if J.C. Jackson is not playing as best, I think they can do enough because Because I feel like when I look at the Giants, like I don't think they can match it well with the Patriots though. Because I think I know the Giants got good corners, but I think the Patriots got some corners as well. Because I think even out Gonzalez, I think the Patriots secondary, I feel like they can be sticky against an overwhelming receiving core. Because I don't think the Giants' receiving core is all that good. Because outside Darren Waller, they may not have a lot of weapons on offense that really scared you. I mean, Darren Waller can be a difference maker. Saquon can be a difference maker as well. But I feel like the Giants don't really have any good receivers around their receiving core. So basically, I'm just taking the Patriots to win because So basically, I'm taking New England to win because even though it's in New York, I'm taking New England to win because I just think New England are just a more complete team, better coaching staff, and they're more stable at the quarterback position. And I just feel like they have a better defense, though. I think Belichick's going to find a way to at least confuse the third string quarterback. And also, like I said, the secondary can just play really good and be very sticky against an overwhelming receiving core. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game here, but I'm gonna say like 13-10 or like 10-6, something like that, or like 17-13. I think it's gonna be below the 20s though. So yeah, but I'm gonna take the Patriots to win, but I'm gonna take the Giants with the points because I think the Giants are gonna cover this game because I thought they covered the game last week against Washington. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. So I'm gonna take the points with the Giants, but I'm gonna take the Patriots to win the game. Next game we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Houston Texans. Jaguars favored by 2. Obviously, this game can go either way. Now, most people could be taking the Texans to sweep the season series because they're at home. Last time these two teams play, Houston has Houston has whooped them by double digits. But you know what? Both of their offenses and defenses are a little similar though, and the quarterbacks are kind of similar, and the coaching are kind of similar though. So that could be interesting though. But I'm gonna take Jacksonville to split the season series. Even though it's in Houston, I'm gonna take Jacksonville to split the season series because I don't see them getting swept by Houston twice. Because I pretty much understand that the Texans own the Jacksonville Jaguars. I pretty much know they did, but I feel like that's a team I think Houston pretty much owned for the last couple of years. But I feel like this is a different Jaguars team that they're playing. Jaguars, they have a really good offense with a good receiving core. They got a great coach. Their defense is kind of pretty good, but it's not great. I just kind of really feel that, Trevor Lawrence, he's going to do enough to make some plays, especially against a mid secondary in Houston. Because I don't think their secondary, is pretty mid. So I think Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, those guys are just going to be too much for the secondary of the Texans to handle. So yeah, and then they have and then it's Jaguars. They have the defense to at least like confuse C.J. Stroud and all that. So yeah, so I think it's probably going to be a little bit of a high scoring game, but I'm probably going to go ahead and just take Jacksonville to win. Because I feel like whoever wins this game is probably going to get first place in the division. And I feel like so that's why I'm just saying. So basically, I'm just taking Jacksonville to win because they have more. I feel like they can have more to play for because they have a chance to make the playoffs. And the Texans do too. But give me the points with Houston. I think Houston covered this game to keep it close. I think the Texans are going to move the ball. C.J. Stroud's going to throw bombs down the field. So yeah. So I'm gonna take Jacksonville with Houston with the points, but I'll take the Jags to win this game. Next game we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Denver Broncos. Denver is favored by 1.5. Obviously, the point. Okay, yeah, I call it a trap game because I don't know where to pick because it's tough to say who's gonna pick because I know Denver's on a hot streak right now and all that, but I'm gonna go with Cleveland here. I'm going with Cleveland in this game, and the reason why I'm taking Cleveland is because they overall have the best defense. I think they have a better defense than the Broncos. Now I understand like how the way the Broncos are playing on both sides of the ball, and I feel like that Sean Payton. I mean, this coaching staff is starting to figure things out. But I'm picking Cleveland because I feel like Cleveland has the better defense. They're a more complete team. Now, I understand they don't got Watson, but Cleveland, I think there's a more complete team. And I just think Cleveland, is going to be able to move the ball, especially against the Broncos defense. I mean, even though it isn't playing good. And then, they have the defense, especially to say the pass rush to at least like disrupt Russell Wilson. They have the secondary in the corners to like match up well the Broncos receivers. And I think Russell Wilson, he's going to be a little bit under pressure a little bit and not having time. But I think Denver's defense can definitely give the Browns offense issues too, because Denver's been giving teams some issues lately. Because I kind of feel like we don't really. I just kind of feel like when I look at the Browns, I just think the Browns, defense is. I feel like their secondary is probably going to find a way to cover receivers, and I think Jim Short's going to have a good game plan to confuse Russ. And I don't think Denver's going to move the ball really well. I just think Denver. I feel like that I don't think Denver has really enough corners to cover the Browns receivers, so that can be a difference maker. So yeah, I think this game right here is going to be very close, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. But I expect the Browns to win this game. But I'll take them +1 for sure. I'm gonna say like 23-20 or like 20 to like 16, something like that. So yeah. So by the way, that's pretty much why I'm taking the Browns. And I feel like, another reason why is that I feel like Denver, I know they're on a hot streak, but I feel like Denver's one of these teams where I think they end it. I think Denver's defense is just going to, like, come to play. And I feel they have the better defense overall. And I feel like they're pretty much, like I said, Denver, they don't allow you to run. I mean, like Cleveland, they don't allow you to run them over. They just don't give you big plays. Like, they give you a tough time. And the Browns are just tough to run on and all that. So that's pretty much why I'm picking Cleveland to win. Next game, we have the LA Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. Rams are favored by 2.5. I called it a trap game because I don't really know who to pick here. Now, most people could be definitely picking the Cardinals to win because they're at home and Kyler Murray, plays well against his Rams defense. And we know the Cardinals are fun to watch. Kyler Murray's a fun player to look at. I mean, yeah, I already know that, but I'm taking the Rams to win this game because I think the Rams is the overall better team. They have the better quarterback, better coaching staff. And I just kind of really feel like, that Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua is going to be a problem for that Cardinals secondary. Because I just feel like the Cardinals defense can't really play man coverage on one-on-one against Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua because those guys are like going to torch them. And the Rams' young defense, their defense, is playing really good. I mean, their young defense, is starting to step up. They're improving. So I feel like Aaron Donald is going to be a problem for that Cardinals offensive line because I feel like the Cardinals offensive line is still a mess. And their secondary of the Rams is playing really good right now. So yeah, I think they can keep it close in this game because I think Kyler Murray is gonna like do his Kyler Murray thing. But if the Rams can get up early and start fast, I think it could definitely be a blowout. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a blowout though. I'm saying it's gonna be close. I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be high scoring. Like I'm gonna say like 24-20, something like that. So yeah, I'll take the Rams to win, but giving the points with the Cardinals, I think the Cardinals are gonna keep it close. And I think they're gonna stay in the game because Kyler Murray is really good at escaping pressure and he's good against the blitz and he's gonna like make some plays with his legs. So yeah. So I'm gonna take the Cardinals with the points, but I'll take the Rams to win the game. Next game we have the Chiefs versus the Raiders. Uh Chiefs are kind of favored by 10, but actually they're favored by 8.5. So obviously I think the game can go either way though. A little bit, but I don't think so because I got the Chiefs win this game because the Chiefs are the better team, better quarterback, better coaching staff. And I just have a feeling that, when I look at the Raiders, I think they can make this game pretty interesting, though, because, the Raiders kind of really looked it okay against the Dolphins, but they didn't do great at the end because Aiden O'Connell really lost the Raiders that game against the Dolphins because Aiden O'Connell threw that brutal interception in the end zone. So, yeah. So, so basically, I think they can keep this game very close. I think they can keep it competitive, but overall, I think they can keep this interesting. But I like the Raiders here with the points, but I'm taking the Chiefs to win the game anyway. But I feel like every game in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs offense, can't even score a damn point. Like they've been doing this I don't know how many weeks. They did that for like 3 straight weeks right now. Because I think against the Broncos, we know they choked against the Broncos, and we know their offense couldn't score against the Dolphins. But the defense is pretty good. But the Chiefs' offense need to start playing better. Because we know the Chiefs kind of really lost in that game against the Eagles because because they had drop because it was Valdez Scanlon couldn't catch the ball in the end zone. That's how they lost the game. So yeah, I think they keep it interesting, keep it close. I like the Chiefs here to win, but I'll take the points with the Raiders. I'm gonna say like 23-16, something like that, because we know that the Raiders can't even score 20, because their offense has been a problem, not scoring a lot of points since week 9. So yeah, so I like the Raiders here with the points, but I'll take the Chiefs to win the game. Next game we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly's favored by -3. This is another game that can go either way, but there are a lot of people picking the Bills to win because, Josh Allen, is really good at, throwing the ball, especially through the air, especially against the Eagles, against good secondaries. Because we saw that last week that they really destroyed the Jets, like they dismantled the Jets because the Jets' offense was really bad in that game. And their defense definitely got pushed around in that game. And they gave up so many big plays. And that's how the Bills won that game. On the other hand, the Eagles definitely came off a win against the Chiefs because their defense was able to hold on though, especially in that first half against the Chiefs. The Eagles didn't really look as good. So basically, I think they keep this game close because I feel like the Bills' offense, they're gonna. Because I think the Bills, they're gonna move the ball on offense. And I just kind of really felt the Eagles' pass defense didn't impress me because I feel like their run defense is fine, but their pass defense has just been atrocious. They're giving up too many big plays, and I feel like Josh Allen's gonna like find a way to at least like throw the ball through the air against the Eagles secondary. That's not as good. So I feel like Diggs, Shakir, Kincaid, those guys might be a problem, especially Davis. And then when I look at the Eagles, I think they're offensively, I think they can do enough to move the ball, especially against the Bills defense that have struggled to stop the run. But I feel like, I feel like the Eagles can run the ball on the Bills, and that can give the Eagles offense very success. I think this game is going to be close and high scoring, but I think the Eagles find. I think it's going to be close. I mean, I can definitely see the Bills winning, but if this game is in Buffalo, I can definitely go with Buffalo. But since the game's in Philly, I'm just taking Philly to win because they're at home, and I just think they can do enough on defense to at least contain Josh Allen a little bit, and I think they can do enough on offense to move the ball against the Bills defense. So yeah, would I be shocked if the Bills won? No, but I think the Bills I think the Eagles find a way to win this game, but I think the Bills cover. I'll take the Bills with the points because I think the Bills are gonna do enough to cover this spread, and I think they're gonna like keep it close and high scoring, keep it competitive. I mean, as long as Josh Allen does not play as bad, I think the Bills can keep it close here. So I'm gonna say the Eagles win like 26-23, something like that. So yeah. So I'll take the Bills with the points, but I'll take the Eagles to win the game. Next game we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Ravens are favored at 3.5. Obviously, I got the Ravens in this game. I know it's in LA, but I got the Ravens in this game because I have no trust in the Chargers right now. I mean, the defense is totally not good. Offensively, they're just mid, but offense is fine. I mean, they're just mid, but the defense sucks. I mean, they cannot stop the pass. I mean, they can stop the run, I guess, but they just can't stop the pass. And I have a feeling the Ravens might dismantle them. I feel like the Ravens can move the ball. Lamar's going to make some magic. And I feel like the defense, is definitely playing really good. I feel like Humphrey and Keenan Allen will be a good matchup. I feel like Humphrey's going to lock Keenan Allen up. And I feel like the Charger defense is not going to have no answers for the Ravens passing cat. Like OBJ, like those guys going to be open all damn long. Like most of their corners going to be locking the Chargers' asses up. So, I mean, they will be. Yeah. I think they keep it close and competitive. I mean, as long as Justin Herbert doesn't play bad, I think they keep it close and competitive. But I think the Ravens find a way to win this game. And I'll take them to cover as well. And especially they have the better coaching staff. And they're just a more complete team as well. So basically, I'm going to say like 20. I'm going to say like 31 to like 23 or like 30-24, something like that. So, yeah. I'll take the Ravens to win the game, and I'll take them to cover as well. I say they win by 7, like 31-24, something like that. So, yeah. Last game of the season, we had the Chicago Bears. Last game of Week 12, we got Chicago Bears with Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota favored by -3. Obviously, I got the Vikings in this game. I mean, the Vikings, there's an overall better team. Even though Kirk Cousins is still out, there's an overall better team, better coaching staff. They're at home. Justin Jefferson, we don't know if he's coming back. Even if he doesn't play, I still expect the Vikings to win because they've been overcoming wins without Justin Jefferson. I feel like offensively they're gonna move the ball. Jordan Addison could be a problem. T.J. Hockenson could be a problem. We don't really know if he's gonna. So yeah, I mean, the Bears, they should have at least beat the Lions last week, but I feel like their defense blew it. They only lost the Lions because their defense blew it, and then they gave the Lions a safety. I think the Bears can make it interesting, keep it close. So, yeah. But I don't think the Bears are going to do enough because I feel like Brian Flores, he's going to send a lot of heat, and he's really good against mobile quarterbacks as well. I think his defense confuses um, Justin Fields. So yeah, and I feel like Josh Dobbs, he's going to be able to make some plays against a Bears secondary that is not really good. And the Bears defense always have problems with running quarterbacks. I feel like Josh Dobbs is going to be a problem. Like he's going to make some plays, he's going to run, and all of a sudden yeah, he's going to scramble and do that. Yeah. So obviously, I got the Vikings to win, but I will take the Bears with the points. I think the Bears can keep it close and competitive. I think they're going to make it interesting, though. I'm probably going to say 23-17, something like that, or so it was 24 to 16, something like that. So yeah. So I'm going to take the Bears with the. I'll take the Vikings to win, the Bears to cover. Well, those are all my Week 12 picks for this week. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, if you disagree with me, just let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Just let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I did my Thanksgiving picks already, but now it's over with. Thanksgiving's over with now. The Week 12 I did for the rest of the week. So I want to tell you guys thank you for enjoying this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget, if because if you just because I think the defense, so that's all my picks. So yeah. So for Week 12, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later in the next video. Peace.